Hi, welcome to the channel. I am yours truly, and today we're going to talk about uh, the self-imposed punishment or suspension, whatever you want to call it, for Jim Harbaugh. Before we get into that, I do have a big announcement to make, but I will make that big announcement at the end of the video. Um, Before we get to that big announcement, let's talk about the uh, what came out yesterday. Uh, According to a lot of sources, Michigan is incurring or self-imposing a three-game suspension on Jim Harbaugh. Uh, the reason for this is that the NCAA came down on Michigan and was going to initially suspend Jim Harbaugh for 4 games this season. However, the appeal or a second hearing got overturned, and they were going to kick this issue down the road down to next year. Um, so the 4 game suspension was going to be overturned, and Harbaugh wasn't going to serve this suspension. However, uh, Michigan self-imposed a 3 game suspension for Harbaugh. Now, ironically, the first 3 games are against Group of Five teams, and I think Michigan will win those games by 100, or not literally by 100, but you get what I'm saying. But so the reason they're suspending him is some of the violations include Zoom contact with recruits during the pandemic, a impromptu visit to a burger joint for burgers, and allowing analysts to perform on-field coaching duties, which none of them are considered like big time violations by the NCAA. Um, it and really the NCAA is focusing on recruiting during the pandemic dead period because um, for a while the NCAA did not allow um, teams to go recruiting for recruits, and recruits were not allowed to go on campus. That type of deal. Arizona State is under that investigation right now because the previous head coach, I guess, let some people on campus when they weren't supposed to during the COVID pandemic, and right now they're still under an investigation. I don't know when that will come out, if there is any punishment going to be coming out. Um, Other than that, it's pretty much that's pretty much what Michigan is saying here, is that it's the reason they're suspending Harbaugh's is due to the COVID, or due to recruiting during the COVID pandemic dead period and impermissible coaching activities, not just a cheeseburger. That's what that's what Michigan that's the reason Michigan put out there on why they suspended Jim Harbaugh. I think it's a bit cheeky to suspend him this year because this year they have a pretty weak non-conference schedule, so it coincidentally works out very well for them versus waiting until next year, and then Harbaugh may be suspended when Michigan plays Texas next year. That you might need somebody like Harbaugh on the sidelines, and even this self-imposed suspension isn't going to be fully guaranteed. Just because a university puts a self-imposed suspension doesn't mean that the NCAA suspension is just going to go away. The hearing is supposed to be set for next year, and who knows? An NCAA may just put one on top of the other, or they might just say, you know what, University of Michigan, you did a good job self-imposing a suspension. Yeah, we're just going to let that slide. We're not going to suspend them any further. So, but I'm just saying it's not guaranteed that just because university self-impose a suspension, that means it's going to go away. It's a similar situation what happened to Tennessee. Jeremy Pruitt, he paid a lot of people paid recruits in McDonald's bags, and this was going on for 2 years, I believe, until the investigation started coming out, or accusations started coming out, and Tennessee knew what they were doing because the presidents and all that were behind it, and when their accusations were coming out, they fired Jeremy Pruitt right then and there without cause. And Tennessee ended up being like super compliant with NCAA and basically saying that they were guilty and threw themselves at the NCAA. Now the NCAA pretty much gave him a slap on the wrist. I think they only fined him like 8 million or 16 million, something like that, dollars, and a few scholarships taken away, but no bowl bans and no death penalty. Despite having 19 level 1 penalties, which, if you don't know, those penalties are the most severe penalties that you can get from the NCAA. So that's all I got to talk about right now. On to the big announcement. If long-time viewers of the channel, that I've been working on something big. Right now I've gotten an offer to stream on YouNow, a partnership agreement to stream on YouNow. So I'm gonna start streaming on there, and probably will when I start streaming there, it'll probably stream on here on YouTube. Otherwise, if you want to support the content, go to younow.com. You could donate, you could subscribe, whatever. That's the best way that you can support the content. It would go a long way. And another way that you can go support the content is hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. It will go a long way on this YouTube channel. Thank you all guys for supporting the content, and thank you all for putting the word out there for these opportunities that I'm getting, or not. I'm not saying opportunities like I'm getting a whole bunch of opportunities, but opportunities out there, even for a creator this size. I have to thank everybody that watches the channel. I have to thank everybody that subscribes to the channel. I couldn't do this without y'all, so thank y'all for subscribing, and thank y'all for liking the content. It goes a long way. Thank you guys. So I'm gonna plan on streaming on there at least once a week. Right now my schedule's a little bit screwed up because of work obligations, but other than that, I'm gonna try to stream once a week. Right now, it'll probably be like in the mornings, but hopefully, I can get it to the nighttime where most people are at home. But anyways, I just want to make an announcement that I've then finalized a partnership deal with YouNow, and I'm not gonna disclose some of the terms agreed upon, but let's just say once I start streaming there, hopefully, if I get all the bugs fixed out, it'll be streamed to here on YouTube, so you could tune in as well here on YouTube. But if you want to support me and the content, you just go over to younow.com. You could donate, you can subscribe, you could do whatever you like. It will go a long way. So thank y'all for supporting the content, and I'll see y'all next time.